Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully, y'all are having a great day. Well, I'm sitting here updating some stuff on my computer. I'm really I'm not streaming, so I kind of want to do a guide of what are my battlefield settings, the mouse DPI, video settings, percentage in game stuff. Kind of go over it really quick. This is a quick video that I really just want to make, just kind of so I can just be like, go watch that video, so I don't get asked like a million times in chat. So currently, okay, let's just jump into it. I don't want this to be a super long video. Soldier sensitivity is 12%. It used to be lower. I've been trying to bump up my sensitivity because other games like Fortnite and other stuff where I need a higher sensitivity. I'm kind of trying to keep it similar because I don't like going from one game to the other and feel completely different and out of place. So I've bumped it up to 12%. I used to be quite low before. And if you go over to the advanced settings, you'll see my zoom sensitivity is 75%. I kept that default for a really long time, and I'll explain why in a second. But I keep it at 75% because it feels good, and I play with a high sensitivity, so aim down sight is quite a bit lower than my regular sensitivity. And this is why I have that at 75%, is I have uniform soldier aiming on, but at the default. So what if you don't know what uniform soldier aiming is? Uniform soldier aiming will make it so your mouse sensitivity doesn't lower from when you're aiming down sight and when you're not. So if you have it on, you should be 1-to-1, depending on the percentage. I think default 133% keeps it pretty 1-to-1, but if you go out and you move your mouse an inch to the left, an inch to the left, or left or right, well, inch to the left when you're not aiming down sight, and then you zoom in and you move it an inch to the left, it should be pretty similar. Again, I have my scope sensitivity different. So if we go back into it, I used to play at I used to bring this down to like 120%, and I had this at default, and it felt pretty similar. But I think I've kind of played around with these sensitivities, and this is what I've settled on. Instead of changing the default coefficient for uniform soldier aiming, I'll change the scope sensitivity instead. Keep this the same. I know a lot of people play with this off, but I hate it personally off, because there's a weird, when you're scoping in, it almost like lowers your sensitivity, where you can't really move your scope around when the animation of zooming in is happening. And when it's fully zoomed in, then your sensitivity kicks back in and you're able to, look back left and right. And I don't know, this is a weird thing for me. Battlefield 4 felt a lot different. Other games feel a lot different. Battlefield 1 is the one game where it's very different. My settings are extremely just personalized, and it's hard to find something that I've liked, and I think I've settled on this. Again, you never know, we might change it up in the future. So field of view, I've increased this lately to 103. 103 feels very, very good to me. 87, 103, you always go by this horizontal number. I was playing 90 a while, but I like seeing getting to play with some other settings, and it feels really nice having a higher field of view in game. And this is a big one. That's kind of like my thing. I haven't found what I like on or off, but I think I settled on. ADS field of view. This is a very weird setting that I think they've changed in Battlefield 1 that I cannot find what I liked in the previous Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. It just doesn't feel right to me. The setting for this, I don't know why it just doesn't work for me. I've been off, I've been on. I don't know, but I think I've settled for it on with the other sensitivity settings that I've just we've made. So what this does is when you aim down sight, you'll get a bigger field. You'll retain your field of view from up here more, and you'll see a bigger picture with it on. If it's off, you'll get a little bit more magnified sight because it zooms in farther, so you're reducing that field of view. It's zooming in farther. So a lot of people that snipe with like 4x scopes, the SMLE, I would almost say this is probably more beneficial off. But again, it's going to be zooming in your gun when you aim down sight. So it's kind of a weird give and take. It's like on, you'll get a better field of view. Off, you'll have a zoomed in sight. Again, it's a weird, I don't know. This game is interesting, but I think we've settled on. I like it that way. And I think as far as like video settings go, other video settings, right now I have just a pish posh of whatever's going to give me the max FPS. I really don't care about textures, and my computer can handle ultra, but I want max FPS. I'm also streaming and running OBS on this computer as well, so again, I want max FPS. I don't ever want to worry about it, so this is what we've settled on. I will say mesh quality is an important one to keep like medium or high, because you'll see stuff in a distance better. It'd also tank your FPS if you set it up really, really high. So, again, this is the settings I'm using for Battlefield. Now, really quick, I do want to go over, let me just pull this up here. I'm running at 400 DPI. So if we do this, I'm just recording this really quick. These are my mouse settings. I'm at 500, the polling rate, 500 hertz. This is actually something new to me, as 1,000 hertz always felt really high, and I always thought there was a weird mouse thing that people never really liked. I don't know. 1,000 hertz feels, it almost updates too much. And every mouse I've ever tried, it always does. It always feels like it. I always have to bump this down to 500 because it feels, I don't know. It feels like it almost is updating too many times a second, and it's throwing my aim off. I tried to turn this on like 1,000 a week or two ago, and it just felt off. I can't do it. I used to play this, like 500 hertz has been like my thing since back Counter-Strike 1.6. So, yeah, this is new. So I'm gonna throw this in here too, 500 hertz, and then my DPI, my current DPI levels are 400. That's what I use, 400 DPI. So 400 DPI, 12% in game, and 500 hertz polling rate, 75% scope in thing in Battlefield, and then 80th field view on. So those are kind of the settings that I've come to know and love. I really don't think there's anything else as far as settings go, but this is actually, we'll just get back into Battlefield really quick. I know this is a really weird, goofy video, and you know, it's just on the fly here. But again, I can do about, so if I drag my mouse from one end of my mouse pad, I have a pretty large, if you look right here, we have a pretty large mouse pad. If I drag my mouse from one end to the other, I do a little bit less than a 360. The actual where I ever, you know, if I'm looking at this tree and I go to where I actually, you know, can extend my arm to, I can barely get back there. And I think that plays well if I keep my mouse in an area that is, you know, in like the middle, and there's somebody to the left of me, to the right of me, all the way behind me, I can kind of move pretty fast. I like the lower sensitivity. So again, thank y'all for watching. I wanted to get this out for a while, and I just a video that I can post in chat. So appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna go stream on my Twitch channel right now because there's a new Battlefield update that just dropped. So love you guys. Peace out. Hang on.